What's up, y'all? Fran here from Abandoned Central, and today we're in one of the best abandoned prisons in the entire world. Drove about 15 hours last night to get here. Wanted to get here around 3 a.m. I hit a pothole getting off the highway and put a huge bubble in my tire at 7 o'clock on a Friday night. So luckily there was one tire shop open for another hour. I was able to get a tire, get it put on the car, and we got here literally just in time, like probably an hour before the sun came up. You got to pre-dawn the location. So we got in here. This is the first cell block. As you can see, it's just incredible. This is by far the largest abandoned prison or abandoned location that I've ever explored. Probably gonna be like a 12+ hour day to see this entire place, and I have a feeling it's gonna be our longest video ever. So hopefully you guys are ready for a long video. Let's check this place out. Wasted time.
Originally constructed almost a century ago, this colossal state penitentiary once had a decade-long reign as the most violent and dangerous state correctional facility in all of America. It would gain such notoriety that officials could no longer keep a blind eye to the constant chaos hiding behind the prison's imposing 30-foot-tall towering concrete wall that completely enclosed the 62-acre maximum security premises. For the majority of its existence, the former pen stood supreme as the largest maximum security facility in the entire state. The crumbling complex has been left abandoned for the past 8 years and shamefully continues to wither and rot away, while simultaneously reminding everyone of a rather regrettable 90-year time period permeating with bloodshed, blatant corruption, inhumane conditions, and of course, brutal mistreatment of the inmates. The aged buildings, many dating back to the cusp of the country's Great Depression, had drastically gotten worse over time, and with the overwhelming number of issues like black mold, unsanitary conditions, and broken mechanics such as heat, electrical, and plumbing, the outdated prison was finally ordered to immediately cease all operations in the summer of 2018.
Look at the paint peel on this one. It's like melting off the walls. This person liked Pac-Man. There's a lot of Pac-Man on the wall. This guy, Dennis Robinson, pretty good artist. The Ninja Turtles. The Eagles. Whip It. A monkey. Wow, look at that clock behind bars. It's pretty cool. Lion. A jack-o'-lantern with a sword going through its head. Definitely some good work in this room.
When I came up here and looked down that hallway and looked and seeing how long it was, and them gates closed behind me, my little heart pumped Kool-Aid. And believe me, to adjust to the penitentiary is the hardest thing in the world. As a matter of fact, you're a better man than I am if you're able to adjust, because I haven't been able to adjust to it in 25 years. Each cell block has anywhere between 500 and 700 people. You know, And that's a lot of people. You know, that's 500 to 700 different personalities. Plus, you have to deal with the personalities of the guards.
Hands up on the wall.
You have to deal with the personality of the prison. That's a whole lot of dealing with, and dealing with your baggage too.
When they walked me here, they walked me on E block, and I looked around and seen what looked like hundreds of people, you know, all looking at me. And right then and there, I knew I wasn't the tough guy I was. I felt it. You know, I found myself in a position where I was no longer that person I was on the street. You know, and it was rough.
This cell's cool. So this is probably a Mexican mafia inmate. No, I don't know if that's true, but you can see Omerta. That's so cool.
Look at that noose. That's insane.
Got it up here too.
This cell has some really nice artwork. It's got that skull, it's got the Philly skyline. Look at the detail. Wow, that is so good. It's really, really nice. The cell's just loaded with Grateful Dead, Black Sabbath.
Well, I was really taken aback when I first came here. I was signing in. The officer asked me, when you die, where do you want your body sent to? And they give you a paper that's like a will, who you leave your last possessions to. That's when reality came and slapped me in the face like a George Foreman left hook. Where do I send my body to? That's when it hit me, you're in here for life. And I realized, man, it's over. What did you get yourself into? How did you allow yourself to become involved in something like that? Now look at you. And I had to tell my mom and dad their son was going to die in the penitentiary. When I was 17 years old, me and another young man decided to snatch a woman's pocketbook. As a result of that, she fell, hit her head on the ground, and died. That was 27 years ago. That whole incident took less than 10 seconds to happen. I got tried as an adult. He got tried as a juvenile. He ended up doing maybe 3 years. 27 years later, I'm still here.
This would have been where all the phones were, pay phones right here. You can see they've all been removed. Your number. Look at this cell. This cell still has all of his stuff in it. It's Irish Spring soap. faces looking at you. He's got all of his stuff shoved up in there. Like water back there. I don't even know. Bubba Sparks. He's got the Eagles on here from, what is that, 2018, yep. Books. Game. Jumpsuit. Department of Corrections. He's doing his workouts and counting them up. Rest for only 30 seconds after each set. Dips and pull-ups. Deodorant. Look at, he keeps his utensils up here. Oh, look at, there's their name. Carbon County. Tom was here, 2016. Okay, he made like, there's like pencils in here. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Tried to be gentle. He had it hung up with toothpaste. And this 6-point star. Swastika. USSR missile. White power stuff. Aryan Brotherhood. No, look, he's got the menu. Sunday scrambled eggs. Cereal. Meatloaf, okay. Peanut butter and jelly. He's got his stash of toilet paper. Here's his desk over here. Newspaper, probably from 18, yep. And then there's his calendar. And some books over there. Some artwork and stuff. So interesting. Oh, this chick's like peeking at you.
It wasn't until I got here when I started saying, damn, I could have did this, I could have did that, but it's too late now because I'm in a penitentiary. And I got a lot of time, I got a life sentence. And in Pennsylvania, there is no getting out on a life sentence. So I'm here until I die. Because I was so young, I thought that it was nothing they could do to me. That, yeah, I'm young, maybe they could send me away to a little home or something. I never thought that I would be in a penitentiary with grown men. But that's exactly where I was at 17. And 1 year later, I was here. So, you know, I thought that they couldn't, but that's another false rumor that you hear, that they can't do nothing to you because you're too young. Man, they will prosecute you and put you in the penitentiary at 13. And that's the truth.
Look at how many cells there are. It's just overwhelming. It's absolutely incredible. And the divider down there is only half of it, so it keeps going. Let's get one more perspective down here from the end of the cell block. And then we'll go check out the chow hall. I did read that in the 80s, there was some inmates here that were serving lengthy prison sentences. Look at that camera up there. And anyways, they smuggled in guns, firearms, and then ended up holding like other inmates and guards hostage and trying to get their demands met. Just wild stuff. Here's the chow hall. Look at all the tables. Super cool, all lined up like that. I love that. That's amazing. And zero tolerance on prison rape. And here's the other end of the chow hall. This is where the prisoners would come and eat all their meals. Looks like they'd get served maybe with these windows on each side. And then the kitchen is behind me. But anyways, back to that hostage situation. So yeah, the inmates took I think a handful of guards and like 20 other inmates, held them hostage for like a week. And we're trying to get some like demands met for better living conditions because they were very, very deplorable, unsanitary, horrific, meager food rations, stuff like that. No medical care, denying prisoners their medication, all sorts of stuff that I was reading about, which has happened in so many other places as well, but it's always sad to read about. And anyways, they had to get a negotiator in to settle it down, and he eventually did and restored order. And he was considered a hero for that because nobody was hurt. Hurt badly anyways. Love this though. I love this cell block. It's my favorite.
This is where I live at. It's what they call C Block. This is my street. This is my neighborhood. This is my world. This right here is my cell. A156, right here. See that? That's my cell right there. It's basically a 6x9 foot box, concrete and steel. You can touch both sides of the wall. See that? You can touch both sides of the wall. This is where I live at. This is where I sleep. This is where I eat. This is where I drink. This is where I play. This is where I go to the bathroom. This is where my entire world exists in a 6x9 foot cell.
The decay is just incredible. I can't believe how decayed it is in here. But that's because a lot of these skylights, the plastic that was covering them is missing. So it's just been open to the natural elements for years. I love the color too, just like light greenish color and a dark green. The place was built in the 1920s, so it's, I think, about 95 years old. But it's, I would say, by far the best abandoned prison I've ever explored. And from what I'm seeing, I think it's the best in America, potentially one of the best in the world. I mean, just look at this. There's just so much to look at here. So much different inmate artwork. This one just has a ton of photos. It's really cool. They're from South Philly. Still in the first cell block, and my first battery's already dead. Check out this artwork. Oh, this inmate was really talented. Boogie Down Brown, Philly's finest, Badlands finest, Little E-Dog, and Biggie. So this is the control room for the guards. It's for the riot doors, for the yard doors, chow chute.
so the guards would look out each cell block. Oh, there's one. And there's the other. Looks like they could go up too. Some inmate's medication that he didn't take. It's just Tylenol. Somebody's handwritten note from 2017. Good morning, babe. I hope you are receiving these letters. You're in the best of health, spirits with all things considered. I'm sorry I missed your 2 calls earlier. And blah, 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 blah. Wow. Yard doors. There's the tarp. And that wide open to the elements. So crazy. You get a nice look from up here. You can really see how long it is and how far it goes down. I think it's 200 yards total. Oh, look. Mr. Taylor, what's going on? Long-term block worker in Browns.
Is the sergeant's office right here. It's got like all the inmates up on the wall.
When I was 7 years old, I was locked up in a home until I was 9. And then from 10 to 13. And then from 14 to 16. I had my first homicide at 17. I went to prison till I was, 21, Joe? 21. I got out. At the age of 22, I was accused of killing another person and was placed in prison, and I've been here ever since. So I guess from the age of 7 years old, I probably only have about 2, maybe 3 years on the street. I'm what you call an institutional baby. I've been in prison all my life. Being locked up as a juvenile tricked me, faked me out. Because a lot of places I got locked up in, they had mini bikes, they had horses and ping pong tables. And I was raised to believe that that's what prison life was all about. But then when I hit 17 and I hit the real penitentiary, and I was looking for horses and mini bikes. You know what I mean? I still have handcuff things on my wrists from being handcuffed. Prison's no joke, man. I took prison as an educational stepping stone. I'm gonna come to jail, toughen my game up, take it back out to the street, and I'm 15 years later, I'm still trying to get out and do all that, and I'm never gonna get out. The only way I'm gonna get out is die.
Cell block B. This one has a jumpsuit. So the other cell block had like 1 or 2 of these, but this one has them throughout pretty much the whole entire block. As you can see, they removed the bunks out of this entire block. Keeps going. It's like pretty much every cell on this side. James Owens. Yeah, he was in here. He's old. Did a long time probably. This is cool. Stephen Linder, he still has his note. CO, I'm using the bathroom. Oh, this is really cool that these are on every cell. I've photographed quite a few prisons. It's my first time seeing that.
This is such a great spot. I mean, these cells are so sick. So many of them have artwork in them like this one. Oh my gosh. Turn the light on so you can see this. Oh man, this is amazing. This dude's got a revolver. It's like a shadow dude. Tarantula. Wow. Look at, he's even got all the piping. Parrot. Feliz Navidad. That must have been Christmas time, of course. It's like a bird and a shark, eagle. Look at that. Sparkism. There, he's repping Frankfurt, Philly. The haunted house. Look at that. The bats and stuff. Best-selling Mr. Thanks, JJ. 2017. Now, look at that. That's cool too. It's like a dragon. The compass, yeah. Wild. Watch out for the rats. Wow. Here's another one. Looks like a pot leaf up there. Skull. It's like Terminator. Another one there. Jesus carrying the cross. Looks like a chick bent over. Oh, there's a chick. Oh my goodness.
So I think this cell had some pretty good artwork. Yeah, it's this one. This inmate was definitely an artist. Some really good drawing there. Look at this.
It was a fight, and a whole lot of us got arrested. Somebody died in the fight. A whole lot of us got arrested, and we all got life. Because the law in Pennsylvania state that if you are in the company of somebody that committed crime, you are just as guilty. So you don't have to pull the trigger or the one carrying the drugs or whatever. If you're in the company of someone that's doing it, that can leave you in prison.
There's just so much prisoner artwork still on the walls here. Usually it's all kind of fell off because the paint chips off the walls. And even though the paint's chipping here really bad, you can still see a lot of the artwork. As I sit here all alone, wondering when I go home, if I go home, Funky is charged. Here's your snack menu. All the different items that you can buy with your commissary.
And I keep seeing cell blocks where people have, drawn stuff, carved stuff, and a lot of them rep neighborhoods around Philadelphia and cities around Pennsylvania. See? Bethlehem, Bronx, New York. So this dude's repping the Poconos. That's interesting. I've never seen somebody rep the Poconos before. That's great. He's drawing guns. Says something. Knowledge is power. Money back. Trust no one. He's counting down the days. No.
Here's the control booth. Pretty much identical to the last one. Yeah, not much left in here. Oh wow, this is cool. That has all the inmates. Look at this. Man, I wish it said what their charges were.
You can see the stack over there. I don't know if you can see it real good on here, but here's some of the courtyard action outside. Look at that light. Oh shoot, it's starting to rain. So this is the courtyard in between cell blocks. So you have cell block here, cell block there, and then a few more as it goes down. It's a giant bee's nest up there. So, holy crap. They're everywhere.
Alright, so I'm out in the yard. As I pan over, you'll see this yellow building. It starts right there. That's an active building. We heard them out there talking earlier. So, I'm not gonna stay out here in the yard long. Took 1 or 2 film photos earlier. Hopefully one of them came out. This was the old control area. I was really hoping that all the monitors were still here. This would have been a great photo. But this is where they would watch all the cameras. I've seen a couple old historic photos from here, and it was like hundreds of different cameras up on all the monitors. So I was really hoping that I would be able to shoot that, but as you can see, all of the monitors are removed except pretty much that one. Let's see what else is here. I feel like I'm starting to get to the end of this building, maybe. So this is where you would pick up your medicine. Medication. You get it right there. So the hearing exam office is empty, but right here we got the auditorium, and it's a pretty cool one. It's hard to photograph because it's really dark. Oh, look at the size of this thing. It's a cool odd. This is a nice photo from right here. Got this really big mural right next to the stage. Your next move determines your freedom. I'm gonna take you guys into the chapel real fast. I haven't went down this way yet. There's like some murals on the wall. But I'm pretty sure I'm at like the end of the prison, so. This is the chapel, a modern one. I'm not crazy about it. It's okay. I like the old historic chapels and churches though. But it's nice that it's all the stained glass.
Nothing too exciting, but it is colorful. Oh, you can actually see that they took out all the stations of the cross on each side. You can see they're missing. So they deconsecrated it. Let's get a look at this altar backdrop. You got the colorful stained glass behind it shining through. That looks like a hot tub. Nah, baptismal pool. Shine some light on the subject for you. So, baptismal pool here. So the prisoners could get baptized, find God, and get saved, and be forgiven of their sins. And then here's looking back, obviously, from the pulpit. You see some more of that colorful glass up there in the balcony. Here's like a Station of the Cross. So you see how they removed them. They took each one out. So, it's not Catholic anymore. Another camera up there in the corner. Big one again. So there's the balcony. All the pews are still here, which is really cool. There you go. That's the chapel. These pews have like ventilation on the sides.
In 1994, I found myself in a hole. And when I was in the hole, I received a letter from my mother. And I couldn't read it, and I felt ashamed. So immediately after I came out the hole, I signed up for school, for GED classes. It took me 7 tries, but I passed it. Then I signed up to go to Villanova. 16 years, I got my bachelor's degree. But what really started that mission for me was a letter I received from my mother. And one day I just opened the letter and I decided to read it. And in the letter, my mother said, which I have right here, my mother said, "Dear son, I'm writing you this letter because I don't know how much longer I got to live. But when you read it, I want you to know, and I'm asking you to take responsibility, become a man, and make your family proud. I love you." I decided to write my mother a letter back. By the time I decided to do so, she had passed away. But I still wrote the letter. And I wrote to my mother. And I said, "Dear Mama, I hope when you receive this letter, you find yourself resting in peace. I'm sorry it took me so long to reply to your letter. However, I took your advice. I learned my ABCs, got my GED and a college degree. I don't know when I'll be able to bring you some flowers, but please know that your son is down here making you proud." From that day on, I decided to do something good with my life and help others. It's never too late. I learned. And I learned that in this prison. And trust me, when I came to this prison, it was real prison. People was getting murdered, drugs, and as a 17-year-old kid, I had to adjust to that lifestyle. I had to decide if I wanted to become part of the prison fabric or distinguish myself. I decided to choose education. It took me a while, but I got it. And I just hope whoever's hearing this message, that you don't wait till you end up in prison to have any regrets. This is not cool. This is not the place to be. This is not the place to become a man.
Okay, we're gonna go check out the gymnasium now. Is that Lindros? Yao Ming, get out of here. Is that the Broad Street Bullies? Dr. J. Oh, Rick Tockett, okay. Donovan McNabb. That is so cool. Love it. Super cool. Oh, didn't even see AI right here. Oh, look at these faces around it. Creepy. Look at that.
Oh, this is the gym. Wow. The gym is sick. Look at that Bernard Hopkins mural. Pretty sure B-Hop did time here. I'll have to look it up, but my uncle used to actually sell suits to Bernard Hopkins, and he wore a couple of my uncle's suits when he had the cover of a few magazines. Look at that. What an incredible mural. Wow. That is awesome.
The executioner up there. Scoreboard up there, that's sweet. Heavy bag and speed bag. Wow, that is so cool. It's like a boxing match going on.
There is above average like talent here. You got some guys, I mean, not all of them is talent. Some of them, want to get off the block. Some of them just have something to do, frustrations, where they can, hit the bag and box a little bit. But yes, it's both here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Combination of tough guys first, and then there's guys that got natural talent and skill. So we combine all that together, and it's the perfect work, that any fighter that can have. I mean, I fight a lot of fighters in the street at Prince Charles, a lot of good fighters. I don't take nothing away from them. But these guys here, they well rested. Some of them might lift weights, some of them, and they come. Like I said, they come. They don't have nothing to lose and everything to gain within themselves.
So down there is the shoe plant and the underwear plant. Let's see what's in here. It's all gutted. Yeah, everything's removed that was in here. That would have been cool if all the machines were still here. That sucks, they're all gone. Yeah, it's just pretty much an empty factory space. That's the shoemaking plant. It goes back there, but it's just an empty room. I'm gonna keep it moving. Been here for about 8 hours now. Been awake for, I guess I took a nap in the car, but pretty much like 30 plus hours. So I'm starting to crash and get a little tired. Of course I didn't bring an energy drink.
Alright, let's go check out the laundry facilities here at the prison. We're gonna go right through here. And you have big old press looking thing there, I don't even know. Big old ironer. Yeah, it's like a big ironer. Push to stop ironer. And then look at the steam presses here. Look at that. Wow. Old school. So old. I love it. Never see these around. There's 3 of them over here too. Now that is cool. I like it, I like it. Here's the ironer, the front of it. This thing's probably expensive. Here we go. Here's some dryers, washers and dryers. These look like dryers. Must be washers through there.
My job starts out at 16 cents an hour. And, well, I've been on my job the longest. So for a long time. So I get paid the top pay. And man, it's a whooping 42 cents an hour, And so I make approximately, 40-some dollars, 50-some dollars a month.
Oh, Jesus. It's all prickers. Yep.
All right, so we just made it to this small little building here, not having any idea what was actually in here. And oh my God, it is so sick. 2-tone mint green and white cell blocks. And then you have lots of decay, always a plus. Plastic looking toilets and sinks, never seen that in a penitentiary. Single cells, single man cells, and double man cells. We're pretty sure this could be death row. Old payphone. Because we read that death row had about 40 cells, and there's about 40 cells in this building. And they go all the way down this way, all the way on that other end through that door. And then if you spin around here by the shower, they go this way too. See, here's the shower. But look, so sick with that lime green, mint green rather, and white. I'd say it's more of a mint than a lime. Minty. Super cool. So like I said, here's an example of a single man cell. This is so weird. It's like hard plastic or something, probably so they can't kill themselves, hurt themselves or anything like that. There's a double man cell. So pretty sure it's death row. Could be wrong. They definitely had death row in this prison. They didn't execute people here, but they had a death row for sure. Food slot, tray slots. That one's closed.
Didn't we come through here, bro? Straight? Yeah, we came through here. Oh my god. So here's the old abandoned power plant. And that's the active one right behind us. So they just got into a new building. And they said they don't think anyone has actually stepped in this building for a few years because the cobwebs are just that bad. Look, can you see those cobwebs?
That's cool as shit.
That is insane.
Still raining?
When it closed, I'm sure. Yeah. You see all that? That's all the COs that signed it.
They
the
signed
last
it
day
on-
it was in operation.
2018.
So cool. Guard tower right there. So this is the main entrance into another cell block building. This one's modern, newer, dark. This is interesting. Strip search procedures. Strip search room. Whoa, cobwebs.
We just got into this building and the cobwebs are letting us know that no one has been in here and probably since it's shut down. There's just spider webs everywhere. You can see they cut the railing out. There used to be tables under here as well. I'm trying to walk in here, but there's so many spider webs. This looks like vegetation. Oh my god, I'm covered in spider webs. Wow. Yeah, so this would be vegetation. There's just so many spiders. They're all over my face. Ugh. So check out Alan Dakota. I wonder if he was the artist. Crazy artwork in this room. Look at the detail. Wasted time. Callaway ME2833 is a rat. Check out this cell. Looks like it's got a bunch of inmate art. Eagles.
Counting down his days. 2017. Eagles fan. This is white person cell, I can tell. Chevy. Come on. Pot leaves. Star David? No, it looks like a gang symbol. Still think he's white though. All these skulls. Oh, yep.
Some of those fucking guys with the spray paper right
I was pretty much wrapping up, and then I saw this staircase going upstairs, and I seen this little like control room from the glass. I seen these windows when I was walking down that hallway, and then it said F block. So I haven't seen any of this. Here's the control area. And then you can see out this window the cell block, so I'll go down there now. And there's also another one. You got the F block and you got the G block. And this was the control booth where they controlled all the cells and where the guards would sit and watch. There used to be a lot of benches right here. They removed the benches, probably scrapped them. Nothing crazy, but definitely a cool little cell block. I'll probably take one photo of it. Let's check out the cells, see if they're any different. Oh yeah, these ones have lockers and desks. Most of the others didn't really have that. Yep.
Couple lockers over there, bunk beds here. A dead cockroach over there.
Then there's all cells down that hallway. Here's a parole violation sheet. James Bell, Leon Woodward, robbery. Albert Blackwell, robbery.
Oh, this one's nautical themed. Oh, because it's baby blue, light blue. So this is probably I think this is the final cell block of this kind. And this is light blue. RTU daily schedule. Coping skills, psychology, out of cell rounds, library, commissary, cell cleaning, guided imagery, art class. So, interesting. Let's see if they're the same. Yep. Same style. It's a different color. So these must be, I don't even know, like medical unit or something. Is this like a hospital? I don't even know. respect and honesty. I'm not sure what's going on here, but these are unique doors. See how unique it is? Crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen any like that. That is weird. Those are a different kind of door there, let me tell you. It's cool though. Alright, let's go check the other side over here. This is cool. I saw something over here. Yeah, this is cool. Picnic tables. And then these are all white. Wow. You can see the whole cell block then this way. Okay, so I actually found one more cell block. It's got some more picnic tables and some murals. It's got like structured activity schedule. Hold on. Hope pain ends. Oh, let me turn my light on for you, so you can see this TV room. I don't know what this area is. It might be a study area or something. It's not the TV room. Let's go look at this one. Yeah, see video games, meal, CPS yard, counseling sessions. These are just more cells, right? Yeah. So look at this. This goes right into the cages, right into the rec cages. That's crazy. Fucking cages. Isolation. Exercise isolation.
So we're not like going down to go back up again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. It's just kind of.
I don't like it.
Alright, so we just got into another building. We had to climb in. We had to climb to the roof. I think this might be Supermax. I'm not exactly sure. But I read it did have a Supermax, and right outside here, how we climbed in was through the isolation cages, where they would have their rec time, but it's isolated. There's like some jackets you can see down there hanging, but this is locked. Can't get in there. So this building's like a pretty big octagon. I think there's like 8 of these wings. They're all identical jail cells. It's cool though. Something different to photograph than the rest of the building. Here's what the cells look like. Just concrete beds, not even bunks. It's a little desk, just a slab of concrete, and your toilet, and a sink. These are actually pretty nice sized cells compared to the rest of the property. So, yeah, that's that. And it's got this fence here. Like I said, there's like 8 of these. They're all identical though. It's not really worth showing you each one. There's nothing left in any of the cells in this entire building. So this was the control area for all of the Supermax cells. You can see a lot of the equipment, I think, has been removed. Here's one of the control boards. This would open up all the cells. And there's probably another one. Yeah, down here. Same setup down here. And here's another control booth. So this is a control board to open up all the cells. And those pieces of tape have the inmate numbers and their last names next to which cell was theirs.
Brown, Martin, Wright, Curtis, Smith. Rec schedule. Got some graph in these ones. There's some little tag in Beetlehead. But let me show you this single man cell right here. So all of them are 2-man cells, except for the very first one next to the shower is a single man cell. I do wonder if it was isolation. Oh, look at that. Wow. Death be dealt to snitches. Single shower. This is so they know when a tool is missing that can be used for a weapon. This is interesting. Interview room. Look at that. I wonder if that's where they would come to meet with the police or their lawyers. Not sure what that's about. They got it locked up. That's crazy, yeah. So they put the prisoners back in here. Back behind here. And here. It's crazy. Capital case something rar. Interesting. You have like 2 little cages there. Alright, so we got one more area left. which I believe is the hospital or the infirmary. So let's go make our way and find the infirmary. Gotta be around here. Yep, medical department. Alright, let's go check it out. Oh, look, okay, x-ray in use. X-ray room. Small little x-ray table here. Not a bad machine though. Yeah. Not bad at all. Okay, no power though, right? Alright. Some of this place has power, it's weird. Only a few areas. Like the chapel. And there's where the x-rays would go, of course. And there's the x-ray controls. And here's the dark room for your processing of your x-rays. Alright, nothing early in here though, so let's keep it moving. This prison is so big, I'm exhausted. We drove straight through the night, got here with no sleep, and have been exploring since 5 o'clock this morning, and it's 3 o'clock or something, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I am beat. But as soon as I get some caffeine, I'll keep going. Clinic room. Whack. I just need caffeine. I didn't bring any. Anybody that knows me knows I need my caffeine. What in the hizzy's going on here? Some money? Aw, snap. Found some pennies in a urine cup. There's the dispo. See, this is where they had it locked up. Vicodin. Valium, phenobarbital, morphine. Oh man, I wish there was some in there. Nah, just kidding. Nebulizers and masks. Jeez, there's the curtain. Look at everything's labeled. But unfortunately, I think it's all gone. Yep. All right, made it to a fork in the road in the medical clinic, hospital area. Dental this way. Look at those cams. I have a feeling there's going to be nothing in this medical area except for a couple of cool murals. I like that. And these two are just like those other cells downstairs. Cool mural. Another 2 cells for lockup for infirmary. And I'm sure there was some hospital beds in there. But I'm sure the well-behaved patients or the minimum security were in hospital beds in one of these rooms, and the maximum security death row killers and all that were here. Looks like some sort of visitation here. That is super cool. I've never actually seen one with a bench like that. That's so wild. It's like a huge bench. And then there's the glass there. And then here's the other side of it. And what is through here? Oh yeah, the kiddie room. Oh, this is visitation. This is family visiting. This is where the inmates would meet their families and hang with their kids. Prior to leaving this area, all food items must be unpacked and placed on a paper plate, except fruit. Misconduct will be issued. Failure to clean up after yourself may affect future visitation privileges. Jeez. Oh, they got kids that actually have some artwork hanging up here. This area still has power. This is like the main area here, as you see. Today, with an estimated $60 million needed in repairs alone, it will surely be interesting to see what happens in the future with the old state penitentiary. And that will take us to the end of today's video. And once again, we really hope you guys appreciate the video, because as you can see, it was one hell of a trip out there and back for us both. Flat tires, barely making it, sketchy location, getting seen on the way out and having to hide. All sorts of stuff went down that day. It was one of the most memorable experiences. And per usual, please subscribe to Abandoned Central on YouTube so that you don't miss any of our latest videos. Thank you guys for the support.